Hello everyone, this is going to be a video response to a question that was posted on the Bayou Gardener forums. Donald put up a post saying anybody that wants to do it, feel free to go ahead and do it and do these questions. Now this forum is www.thebayougardener.com. Navigate to where the forum button is, join up, it's free to join. Lots of fun, lots of good people, lots of good information on there. So anyway, I got 10 questions here, and I'm going to buzz through them and answer them based on, my form here. Question 1, how long have you had your allotment for? Well, over in the Western world, an allotment is basically your garden or where you're gardening. And I've been here since 2011, so I've been gardening for 5 years here. Question 2, how long did you have to wait for your allotment? That doesn't pertain to me. However, we had to wait probably 6 months or so when we started looking at properties until we got this property. And then I had to wait until April of 2011 to actually break ground, so to speak. Number 3, where did you learn about gardening? Well, I have a horticultural background. Back in the late 90s, I used to work and run and manage a small plant nursery down in the States. And in 2007, I came up to Canada and went to school for horticulture, straight horticulture, learning about fruit production, learning about gardening, about greenhouse setup, production, this, that, the other thing. And that's kind of where I learned, and the rest of it was just trial and error. Number 4, do you plant a winter garden? Well, up here in Ontario, north of Toronto, about an hour and a half, the answer is no. Right now there is snow outside and the ground stays frozen pretty much through the winter. Now with my greenhouses that I have, I could probably maybe grow some real cold tolerant crops like your kale or spinach or even lettuce well into December and start growing it mid-March, but I can't grow all winter long up here. It's just too cold to do that outside, even in a greenhouse. Question 5, what has been your biggest success this year / ever? Well, my biggest success this past year was building my second greenhouse. That was a success because it was a big job that I undertook pretty much by myself. I had a couple, my wife helped me with the plastic a little bit, but everything else I did 100% myself, and I felt it was very successful about how it ended up. And now you people that are new to my channel, I have greenhouse series just a few videos back about putting up this greenhouse. So that's my biggest success this past year. My biggest success ever, probably being able to garden by myself up here at the farm, kind of do things my way, have as much space in a sense that I want, have the equipment that I need for the most part, and being able to kind of do things at my own pace and grow for a farmer's market. That's probably my biggest success, being able to have the confidence and the growing ability to do that. Question number 6, what's been your biggest gardening disaster? Well, there's a couple. Likely my first year here, because the soil was just a hayfield. It was hayfield and weeds. And when we first moved in, I started tilling it. It was still wet. I had no compost or anything, no manure to amend the soil. So it was, and I have videos of this from my back in 2011, just look back at 2011, and it wasn't very good. That's probably the biggest disaster that I had as far as just being able to start somewhere. As far as my biggest growing disaster, it's ongoing with sweet corn. I can't seem to grow sweet corn to save my life. This year I'm going to be trying something different, so stay tuned for that video. It'll be coming up probably in June. Okay, number 7 here. Do you have a tried and true crop variety that you always grow? Well, as I've been growing now for 5 years, I've always grown super sugar snap peas, that variety exclusively, and they've done outstanding every year. Even the first year I grew them with the terrible soil and this and that, they did well. The second thing is I use stringless Blue Lake pole beans. Same kind I've been growing since the beginning. and they never fail for me. As far as getting into newer things that I always grow, is straight neck yellow, a variety called Golden Dawn 3, which I found up here anyway is getting more difficult to find, or find at a decent price. And yeah, those are probably the best things that I kind of am always. I mean, leaf lettuce that grows like weeds anyway. I don't have a specific variety for that. Oh, also, I'll Southern Giant curled mustard greens. Now I know Donald is a big fan of them, and a few other people as well. And since I've been growing mustard greens, I've been growing that variety, and they just get huge leaves, huge flavor. I put them in my lettuce mix bags for the market, and people just love it. Number 8, are you planning on trying anything new next year? Which would mean this season, 2016. Well, yes, growing in my new greenhouse. My new greenhouse is 9'6" to the ceiling, or to the top purlin. So that's my new thing, growing with drip emitters, with timers, with siphon jets, and a type of irrigation system in that greenhouse. Everything in there will be grown pretty much exclusively using a drip system. It is in soil, of course, but still using a drip system and automated as much as possible. So that's kind of the newest thing that I'm trying. The second thing, which I hinted back a few questions ago, is sweet corn. I'm going to be growing sweet corn with transplants through plastic this year. It's a lot of work, but I have something in the works as far as how to make that easier, which again, another video coming up in the spring. So that's going to be my newest thing, is growing onions, garlic, and sweet corn exclusively in through weed barrier. Number 9, how do you preserve your crops? Well, I don't have any videos on this yet, which I will probably start doing this year. For the past year and a half, I've been preserving, making pickled things, dill pickles, pickled beets, relishes, bread and butter pickles, salsa, hot and spicy peppers, sweet peppers, and everything, all pickled. So that's how I preserve it, but I also make jams as well. So I preserve it in the sense of the question, but I preserve it to sell at market and sell at the farm. Certain things I like, dill pickles, and that I'll eat, and a couple of the other things I don't mind, but a lot of the stuff I don't really care for the pickled stuff. But I do it to have product to sell at the market. Now, I guess this would be the second part of this question. I will be investing in a pressure canner this year to do tomatoes, tomato sauces, stewed tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, maybe whole, Roma tomatoes, or I'll have to do a bunch of different varieties of things with a pressure canner. And a pressure canner is the best way to can with tomatoes. I may dabble into preserving, say, beans, or say potatoes, or something like that, using the pressure canner. Lastly, number 10, what is your favorite meal to cook with veg from the plot? Well, if I could grow sweet corn, it would be sweet corn. I love sweet corn probably as much as potatoes. Now, so basically what that is, you boil up your sweet corn for, 10 minutes, whatever it takes. Put some butter on it, a lot of salt and pepper, and just dive in. Now, since I haven't been able to successfully harvest any corn from my property as of yet, what I have grown that I've really enjoyed is potatoes. I haven't grown potatoes for a few years now, but when I did, they were so good. So just the taste was just outstanding compared to what you get in the store, even in season. Nothing like going down there, digging up a couple plants, and cooking them up that night. And with potatoes, you can do mashed potatoes, you can do baked potatoes, you can do fried potatoes, you can make French fries. You can just usually a lot of things I do is I take and put them in the microwave for say 12 to 14 minutes, cut them up into wedges, put them on a baking sheet, and put cheese, salt, pepper, cheese, butter, and maybe some bacon bits or bacon if I have it. Put it under the broiler and meld it, and that's one of my favorite ways to do potatoes other than French fries. So there you go. So that's 1 to 10. I will take these questions and put them in the section, the info section below the video. So if anybody out there, I'm not gonna nominate or tag people. Anybody that's interested in doing that, feel free to do it and give me a shout out that you got it from my page, that I know that's where it's coming from. And this video will be uploaded to the BayouGardener.com forum page as well, so feel free to hop over there. So this has been a fun 10 questions. If anybody wants me to elaborate more on that, let me know and I'll get right back to you. Thanks for watching.